let's get mad, bad, and crazy. We've got a Play It Loud case slash packaging. I don't know. Um, there was a point in Nintendo's era where they saw their lunch money being taken up by Sega and their Scream and what is it, the blast processing um, uh, campaign. And so Nintendo, they introduced the Play It Loud as part of a larger, like, more extreme, gross out, like, if you recall the Yoshi's Island commercial with the big fat guy just like stuffing his face with all sorts of stuff. And then he explodes his guts all over the restaurant. Anyways, the Play It Loud series, I guess it really didn't do much other than change the colors of the Game Boys, but it was, for a long time, the Game Boy was just gray, and now we had green, red, yellow, black, and at least in the US, I think they had other colors in other countries like blue. But yeah, and they were given like these colorful nicknames in the ads, like Relish or Pickles. I think maybe it was green, maybe it was Relish. But yeah, Ketchup, Mustard. I think they only really got official names when they started releasing for the Game Boy Pocket. They released the colors in the Game Boy Pocket as well. But yeah, the Play It Loud series was introduced in these hard plastic cases, which you were meant to use after you got your Game Boy out of it. You could, well, we'll get into it, but let's just take a look at the outside first. Not much, there's hinges there. The little insert wraps around. On the back, there's, like I said, not much there either, but... Oh, this is, I think I've talked about these little paper sticker things. Basically, when you get them, you go to the counter at the Toys R Us and you can say, hey, I want to pre-order layaway an item, and layaway is basically a way of paying over time for certain items, and there'd be like this sticker on there. And yeah, I guess, actually, I think they all had this sticker on. I don't think it was necessarily part of the layaway campaign, but yeah, anyways, there would be like a thing they would tear off. It was sort of like their store copy. But anyways, let's get into the interior. So we've got this little hinge here, by the way, which, not the hinge, the clasp. That I could see wearing away over time because it doesn't really, it's a hard plastic piece, and if you keep on opening and close it, I think eventually the edge there will just dull and it won't catch as much. Anyways, let's get into it. So we got our Game Boy on the right, and then we've got underneath, I don't want it to fall out, but all the little inserts, manuals, promotional materials. And so, yeah, you get your Game Boy, and then afterwards you can put your game manuals and stuff underneath it, carry it with you. They have like these little standoffs, so the Game Boy sits there and won't, I guess it creates like a little space underneath. On the left side, we have this area that holds 4 batteries, and actually they hold pretty well because the way you get them in there is, I'm not going to pull them out right now, but you see like there's these little gaps on the side. Well, basically, you slot them in the center, and then you push them up or down based on their, whatever. On the top left here, we can hold 3 games in cases, and probably about 5 outside the cases. I didn't check. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, get in there, 4, and 5. Yeah, probably. Maybe no, definitely, because Well, the thing is, once it goes past this point here, the case is gonna hit it. So we can hold 5 games outside case, 3 games in case. So, whoop, whoop. All right, and they jiggle around, and that's not so bad, I guess. I mean, but because when you're, it's not really like other cases where you're obviously this insert you're gonna remove probably if you want to use this as a case. But the thing is, you know, they could fall out, obviously, right? So, yeah. What else can say about this? You can put your this space here. It looks pretty empty over top of those batteries, but it's meant to hold link cables, headphones, stuff like that. And yeah, don't drop this case though. Even though it's like it looks like it's pretty, it is pretty thick plastic, but it's not like ballistic glass. So you know, you drop this and it's probably going to shatter into a billion pieces. The Game Boy is probably going to survive. I mean, you've seen those pictures of the Game Boy that was in some sort of explosion in the Gulf War. So, anyways, Game Boy, play it loud. Case.